Susie.
Hello.
Dr. Eddie's here as well.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Dr. Edwin. Beautiful clinic.
Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Excellent.
Okay, go ahead, Prof. You may start.
Okay, so you've used the machine before, yes? A little bit? Okay. So I want to kind of explain why this is so unique and so necessary for us, for everyone really, to have a treatment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share. And this is the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, can you all see the PowerPoint? I cannot hear you at all, though.
I'm muting. I mute myself so that there's no echo.
Okay. No, don't mute it so you can ask questions. Can you see everything now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to try to see. Tell me if you can see the second page. Okay.
Joseph.
Let's see. All right. So what is the problem when we get aged or when we get ill? What the problem is that the body starts breaking up. And, well, we see the body kind of not being in its best on the outside, but it's on the inside that the body breaks up the worst. So,
Glycation.
well, it's the cells that start, there is connection and now there is no connection. And that is a very important thing to understand, how in youth, everything is connected and all of these links start breaking up as you're aging or as you are getting ill. So the whole point is disharmony inside our bodies. So when we're young, we have harmony. When old, we have disharmony. So how can we reverse this aging process? We can only reverse it through this body synergy. And there is two technologies in this world that have been designed to increase body synergy. No matter what they tell you, there's only two. Why? Because there's only two technologies in this world that can communicate with the body. They have a signal that is in sync with the signals of the body. And unless a signal is in sync with the signals of the body will reject it as noise. So it has to be what we call a body synergy, a body synchronization. So for your clients, that is probably the most important thing. Yes, they're going to slim. Yes, the hormones are going to get balanced. Yes, the blood is going to separate and you're going to have a better blood circulation. They're going to get more energy. They're going to feel more sexual. They're going to get pregnant much faster. They're going to sleep better. But the most important thing above all those is that the body is going to be synchronized. So you can do it 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, just for body synchronization. And that's going to be enough with repeated usages to get the body to completely get synchronized. So body synchrony is what we call a musical composition. And a musical composition is a gestalt. What a gestalt is, it's more than the sum of its parts. It makes you feel, it makes your health, enhances your health. To enhance your health, you need that synergy. You need that gestalt where everything is working together. And then you get sort of that feeling of stillness and synchronization and kind of inner contentment. And that is the important thing. So there is a very interesting rhythm in the virtual gym, for example, that no one else can possibly produce. So a muscle stimulator, the pulse of the muscle stimulator lasts about a quarter of a second. There is absolutely nothing in the market, nothing that can have an 8 seconds duration of a signal that the brain will accept and the brain will cause a contraction. It's not the machine that causes the contraction. It's not the machine that spasms the muscle like a muscle stimulator. It's the brain that does it. And because it's the brain, it's the entire body that is contracted. And the entire body is contracted for 8 seconds duration. Why is that important? What's that important is because basically life starts from 2. Right? Everybody knows that. You need 2 people to make a baby. You need 2 cells to make a sort of a cell, right? So on the first day you have 2, the second day is 4. It's only on the third day that you get an exponential function. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, right? 2 times 2 is 4. It's exactly the same thing. But 2 times 4, something magical happens there. There is an expansion. There is an exponential function. And from there, it expands. So that 8 seconds is very important for the body to start repairing itself. It's like a repair process, okay? But no other technology can do that because no other technology can sustain a signal for 8 seconds. What they do, they send little signals and your body kind of spasms in many, many different individual, uncoordinated little sections. That's very different than what the virtual gym does. The virtual gym has a coordinated contraction of the entire musculature, the entire body through the brain that lasts for 8 seconds. And that 8 seconds number is a magical number. And you can see here why the exponential growth starts at 8, because that's where until 4, until you multiply 4 by 2, you either add or multiply is the same. Exponential function means it goes much faster. It goes all the way to the stars, okay? Otherwise, you have to add it. And it goes 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, very, very, very slowly, a very different process. So with this concept that we have created, you can create optimum harmony and health. And that can grow and multiply inside the body. And this is what you want to achieve. This is what we've been trying to achieve in the 47 years that we've been working on it and we're doing research. And what happens? Your metabolism goes up, your energy goes up, testosterone goes up, your youth hormone, DHEA, goes up. We have research. I just sent you the article. I just published a new article where you saw the DHEA is going up. MRIs show the visceral fat reduction. You have insulin resistance that goes down. You have cholesterol, the triglycerides, the very low density lipoprotein, all those things go down. Cortisol, stress. Why do people wake up in the morning and they cannot sleep? They cannot rest because cortisol is too high in the morning. That's why. So when you have high cortisol, what people have infertility. Why? Because they have stress. Cortisol is involved in all of these conditions. Lack of sleep, lack of energy, infertility, all of those things, or lack of sexuality, feeling kind of rejected, feeling, when your metabolism is down, you're going to feel depressed. When your cortisol is up, you're going to feel anxious. You're not going to feel safe and secure within yourself. That is a normal process, okay? So we can change all that. We can make people feel happier. Why? Because their hormones are balanced and their body is going to be synchronized. So low metabolism, high cortisol is going to be anxiety and depression. High inflammation is going to be emotional apathy. And everything else out in the market creates inflammation eventually. Even if they tell you, in
To
surgery,
increase
they
the
can use
body
the laser,
energy, what
and of
would it
course it's
through
better than a knife.
technology?
Yeah, it's better than a knife in a surgery process. But if you keep using it again and again and again for no reason, for anti-aging, so that you call, then eventually inflammation will increase, because with repeated trauma, inflammation increases. There is no two ways about it. And low testosterone is going to make you feel bored and empty and no energy. It's going to make you feel, basically, it's like you look like you're mentally ill because of the hormonal imbalance that we can fix with this technology. And of course, DHA, what's DHA is going to cause
Alamak.
fast aging. Your DHA hormone goes down at the age of 25 and starts declining. Well, if you do the virtual gym and you start from the age of 25 to do the virtual gym, your DHA hormone is never going to go low. It's going to stay up until much later in life. So yes, you want all these 25-year-olds to say, oh, I can go to the gym and exercise. Yeah, no matter how much you exercise, your DHA hormone will decline. But we can take care of that. And that is something you need to remember when people say, oh, I'm 25, I can go to the gym. Good luck. You're not going to get what you think you're going to get in the end. So systemic imbalance is going to bring unhappiness. And that is another aspect that you have to understand. So from broken and aging, we can get them into freedom and anti-aging. And how do we do that? It's like synchronizing the body. It's like a band that, when you go into a concert or an opera, I don't know if you've been in one or anywhere really, and they're tuning their instrument. It's just like ding, 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 nothing. There's no harmony, there's nothing. But when the maestro comes, then everything falls in place. And this is what the virtual gym is. It's just like a maestro. And have you noticed, very kind of big people, how they're awkward? They're awkward when they walk. The movement is awkward. Why? Because they're not in sync within themselves. And this is what I'm talking about, the body synergy, body synchronization. You can make people to be in sync within themselves. And then the movement is going to be different. And of course, the confidence is going to be a different level by definition. So basically, and because it's an exponential function, everything, when they do it once, it's like they've been in the gym for a month or more. Okay, so they do it 12 times. It's like they've been in the gym for a year plus. Because the gym cannot do that, because you're expanding energy and you're increasing cortisol because of the stress. So you cannot exactly always balance, and you're increasing inflammation because of the stress and the cortisol that has been increased. So basically, we can get people to a higher level of functioning, that they can feel better within themselves through this synchronization process. So what is a body that is desynchronized looks just like that: unbalanced hormones, broken links, systemic dysfunction, systemic disharmony. What you get? Inflammation, you get toxicity, you get fatigue, you get hunger. So you cannot get away from this because you're hungry. You cannot stop yourself from eating. Obesity, fatty liver, that's it. Longevity quotient has been reduced by definition. You're not going to live as long. Obese people, how many obese people do you know that they are 75, 77 years old? I don't know anybody. If you know anybody, good for him. But most obese people die in their 60s. So this
Or
is what you need to
50s.
remember and consider. The people that say, oh, I don't care, I like my stomach. This is what I hear. You like your stomach, then that means you like to die early. And of course, you have body synchronization, systemic harmony, and you have lack of hunger. How does hunger go down? How can I reduce hunger? Why? Because I balance the two hormones, leptin and ghrelin, that are responsible for appetite and satiation. Ghrelin increases appetite, leptin decreases it, but they have to be in balance. Otherwise, you're going to be anorexic or you're going to be eating all the time. So when they're in balance, you're not hungry. Plus, you're not having cortisol high, so you're not stressed out. So you don't, because why do people eat? They eat because they're stressed. They eat because they're happy. They eat because they're unhappy. They eat because they're bored. Do you see? If you're not bored, if you're not anxious, if your hormones are balanced, you don't need to go out and eat all day. Or if you don't feel depressed because of your metabolism being too low, then you're not going to need to go out and eat all day. So that is your solution. So that is what is the problem with the belly. The problem with the belly is that fat is a systemic problem. Look at all these people that go to the gym, they go to the gym, they go to the gym, and then what happens? They accomplish zero. Why is that? Because having a belly, having visceral fat, is not just the part of the belly that has the visceral fat. It's the entire body being dysfunctional. It's the entire body not being synchronized. It's the hormones not being balanced. And when I mean hormones balance, I don't exactly always mean hormones that are always in the normal range. Even within the normal range, you can have hormonal imbalance because one hormone can be too high, another one can be too low. That's imbalance within the normal range. So when you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you're fine, your hormones are within the normal range. No. You can still be very much imbalanced. Look at the numbers of the hormones. Are they balanced? Or one is a little bit too high, yeah, within the normal range, but slightly a little towards the top of the normal range, and another one is towards the bottom of the normal range. That is a very important thing to observe before you determine, oh, this person is healthy. Because this person that the doctor sends out, because the hormones are supposedly in the normal range, we're going to get ill. Or you're going to age faster. So these are the things that you need to understand and remember about health and about when people talk to you. So visceral fat shortens lives for both overweight and slender. Very slim people have visceral fat and fatty liver. Do you know who doesn't have fatty liver? The people that do the virtual gym. I went to do an exam. And I see the doctor going like, huh? He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 70. Huh? She said, you don't have fatty liver. I said, no, I don't have fatty liver. I don't have any visceral fat. How is that? That's how. Because I do the virtual gym. You see, it's right next to me. My little baby is here. So the problem with visceral fat and why it becomes systemic, many reasons. A very important reason is toxicity. It becomes like a dump. It becomes, you know, these dumps where you throw all the garbage? This is what visceral fat is. It contains toxins. And you can have a hormonal deficiency, so you can understand how important hormones are. You can have a hormonal deficiency like IGF-1, okay? You go to the gym, you work out all day, you work all day. What happens? Nothing. Why? Because it's not the gym that gives you the muscles. It's the hormones. And that's something that you need to keep in mind. When people say, oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to be healthy. You need to balance your hormones. So the hormones are going to cause hair loss. They're going to cause headaches. They're going to cause melasma, acne, all kinds of different things. It's not just going to cause things that are for the body, but also for the face. And hormonal balance will give you confidence. And that's the important thing. And why is it, okay, we can inject hormones. Brilliant idea. Really? Really? Are you sure about that? How do you know how much hormones a particular individual will need in order to reach the hormonal balance? Here's what happens. You can have too little insulin, you can have too much insulin. What happens? The result is the same, weight gain. Or you can have too little leptin. Leptin is what stops hunger. So you can have too little leptin, or you can have too much leptin. What is the result? Exactly the same. You're hungry. Yes, you're going to lose inches right away. You can lose up to 14 inches. This model lost about, 12 cm in one treatment. You can lose up to 16 cm, which is 7 inches. Like a lot of it. It's like, that's a lot of fat that is being utilized in one treatment. So you can have fantastic results, but you need to know how to do the treatment. This is the results that I can get. And the truth of the matter is that if I can get these results, you should be able to get these results. And if you're not getting these results, it's not the machine, it's you. So that's why I'm here to train you. And I'm here and available to train you again and again and again, as many times as you like, so you can get the results that I get. Okay? And yes, you can get impressive inch loss, weight loss, but you can also get very important health factors like body synergy. You can get hormonal optimization and a lot more energy. So basically, it's an energy boost. And it's also an increased energy boost. Is like the rhythm of youth, okay? Remember that very overweight lady that was awkward, was working going plump, 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 because there's no synchronization in her body. When it's synchronization in the body, everything flows. You walk like a dancer. Why? Because the body is synchronized. So why not exercise? Because one of the many reasons that, obviously you have to take the car and go to the gym, and, that's going to kind of delay everything. Or even if the gym is next to you, still, you're going to have to get in the gym clothes, go to the gym, get out of the gym clothes, you're sweating, blah, blah, blah. If you're very obese, you don't want to get into that at all because, you don't want anybody to see your body. So why not exercise? Okay, exercise increases BMR by 15%. 15%, that's it, okay? What is BMR? BMR is the calories that you lose when you're lying down. So when you're young, you spend more calories when you are sleeping. When you're older, like me, you don't spend that many calories when you're sleeping. So Virtual Gym, this technology, what it's going to do? It's going to increase your BMR by how? How much do you think? 91%. 91%.
Wow.
Do you know
91%.
that means that my body is functioning like an 18-year-old body in terms of BMR. That is extremely significant.
BMR.
What is the other problem with the gym, going to the gym? The most important problem is that when you're in the gym, at some point, you run out of oxygen, right? So what happens is lactic acid kicks in, so you continue to exercise. You don't go like up and, fall down, okay? So you can continue moving. So the problem with lactic acid, when you burn oxygen, With glucose, you make 38 molecules of energy, what we call ATP. When you burn glucose with lactic acid, you make 2 molecules of ATP, of energy. So when you go to the gym, you expand energy. Plus, the energy that you accumulate is going to be the oxygen plus glucose, 38 plus 38 plus 38. You run out of oxygen. Now lactic acid kicks in. You only burn 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, you get the oxygen, you go back to 38, and so on and so forth. With the virtual gym, there is no oxygen depletion. There is no lactic acid. You're never going to have pains and sore muscles the next day. If you have pains, it's not growing pains because your muscles are growing, but not lactic acid pains. And you keep burning glucose with oxygen, 38 plus 38 plus 38 plus 38 plus 38. Of course, you're going to have more energy with the virtual gym than you have with a regular physical exercise. And this is a movie. I'm going to try to play it for you. We made it earlier on. And let them, the suckers, let them work and kind of. And we just sit around and we do the virtual gym with no effort. That's effortless exercise. So boost metabolisms, increases the BMR. That's a very important thing. Now, what else does it do? Increases DHEA. DHEA increases collagen, by the way. So if you like to increase collagen, which is one of the 200 million proteins, fine, you can get that too. And you can do a facelift. You can also do, of course, a beautiful swan neck lift. Very interesting. It decreases chronological age. So if you have a scale, a Tanita scale that shows you chronological age, even after one treatment, you're going to see a difference in the chronological age in a lot of people, not everybody. But with repeated treatments, you're going to see a big difference in chronological age. And this is what we got, basically, chronological age from 49.7, it went to 32.9. My chronological age is 35 and I'm 70, so it's half. And this is some of the research and how much leptin and ghrelin have been decreased. This is, the percentages, even if they're not very high, what they mean balance. And that's the important thing. You don't want to have like a ghrelin that is extremely high. Remember, if it's too high, then you're going to get hungry again. So it has to be a balanced between ghrelin and leptin. And of course, when your thyroid is balanced, when your metabolism is boosted, all the mood swings go away, muscle aches, fatigue, brain fog, and constipation will go away. You're going to be a much happier camper. So basically, it will unlock the body, increasing its emotional and spiritual freedom. And of course, the detox, it's going to get your body cleaned up. What ages us? What creates disease? Toxicity. 2 things, inflammation, toxicity, and a third thing, hormonal balance or protein imbalance, basically non-homeostasis. So why do people have pain? Pain is blocked energy. When I'm saying you're going to synchronize the body, what does that mean? All the energy that is blocked, that you always have pain on your shoulders or on your carpal tunnel, on your legs, on your knees, all of these pains are blocked energy. So when you unblock this energy, the pain will go away. And this is what the virtual gym does. It unblocks the energy, okay? And it basically creates cleans up the body from its toxicity and from its inflammation. And it tunes the organs because we have a lot of waveforms that have changed since Dr. Andrea got her machine. They have changed, so they're new now, and they're basically much more adjusted to clean the organs and kind of balance the organs. But an organ is desynchronized. The waveform of the organ is irregular, so it regulates those waveforms by resonance, through entanglement. And this is how it happens. What you see here, you see cells communicate under the microscope through resonance, through large distances. And this is actually the Nobel Prize of 1999 and 2013 that started all this business on exosomes. We were doing this in the 90s, all of this research on exosomes and how cells are transferring information. So what you see here, this is the microscope that can measure the resonance and how the resonance changes the cell. Do you see the cell, how it's getting elongated through this resonance process? You can actually see it under the microscope. You cannot do too much under the microscope. You cannot see very much. You can see some things. And those things give you kind of an understanding of how you can develop your technology and how you can improve your technology. Now, here in Hong Kong, in Neoderm, they're using it a lot, and also in Indonesia, they use it a lot for breast lift, for not just beauty of the breast lift, because of course it's going to lift the breasts and it's going to kind of make them more voluptuous, but also for to clean. What I have observed, a lot of Asian women have big deposits of lymph problems here, and that is a problem. It's breast cancer. It's breast cancer. It's a big problem that can happen. So what we have seen with the 1,290 subjects is the separation of the blood, which is sustained. Now, what you see here, this is the blood of somebody that does it 50. And this is the blood of somebody that lives until 100, because the blood is separated. And we have seen, of course, an increase of energy, of an increase of sexuality. And it's basically in like doing 250 exercises about 1,000 times. It's just like 250,000 exercises that you can potentially do if you be on the machine for an hour and a half. Of course, most people are going to be there for half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever. So, but there is a potential. Cortisol is decreased, so your stress will be reduced. You're going to have a restful sleep. Very important slide here is that it reduces bad cholesterol and it increases good cholesterol. So the bad cholesterol is very big, okay? Because it's very big, it blocks your arteries. And the good cholesterol is very small, so it's condensed. So it picks up all that, it condenses it and eats it up. It's like Pac-Man. It eats up all the bad cholesterol, okay? So the problem with the bad cholesterol is your arteries are going to be clogged. And the problem that using any technology that burns fat, like a laser or RF, indiscriminately, is that that fat will go into the bloodstream and it will be up to the body to utilize its defenses to detox. The laser or RF cannot detox, the body does. So you rely on the body, cross your fingers as well. I do that. A young body will do it, an old body might not be able to do that. And this is just some before and afters. This is only one treatment, but of course I did it. I did this treatment as well. And this one, you can see a huge difference. One treatment. This lady had done radio frequency, she was flat at the front and all the weight was at the back. And you can see in one treatment, a big difference. And
Prof,
this
I'm
is
so
a
sorry to
lot of
disturb.
research that we've done on fatty liver. There's a lot of, I have published about 56 articles. This is the 57th that I just published, 3 books, and I'm finishing my 4th book right now. What you see here is a very important thing that I would like to mention as well, is that when you have when the virtual gym gets the fat into the bloodstream,
Sorry,
to
Prof.
become energy, yes?
Prof, we can't see the slides move.
You cannot
We're
see
still
what
stuck
slides.
with the first slide.
Yeah, we just salt it.
You cannot see the slides at all?
No, we
I
can
asked you and you
see, but
said
we're
you
not
can.
seeing the slides, a slide share. We're like looking at it as the first slide only.
Yeah, it's
You
a
could see the
static.
first
It's not
slide only?
moving. Yeah.
Yes, Gestalt 8 and the
Okay,
power
but I
of
asked
rhythm.
you and you said that you can see the slides.
We
Yeah.
can see the slide, but we didn't see it like
Moving.
move.
It's not changing. It's not changing to the next slide.
Can you see the slides or not?
Let me show her what you can see. So we can see that
You can see what?
this is what's replicated.
Okay, you should have told me that, okay? Because I've been doing a presentation for like 3 hours now and you're not seeing anything.
I thought you just want to talk first.
I asked you and you said you can see it. So,
Yes, we can see. But it's
because
not
I have
moving.
3 screens here, so I don't know which screen you're looking at.
Same
Hold on a
screen,
minute.
first slide.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back and redo it from the beginning.
What is not? You're not sharing it now.
Just a minute. I asked you if you could see it, and why didn't you tell me all this time? Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so
Now
this
it's-
is what the body looks from the outside and the inside. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is what we mean about body harmony. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so let me start from the beginning again, because I don't know what to say. All right, so the most important thing about this technology is that it gives you a rhythm. It synchronizes your body, okay? Why do you need the body to be synchronized? Because a broken body with broken links is a body that is aged and the body that is ill. Why do we age? Because of disharmony within ourselves. And when we have a body synergy, that is anti-aging. And these 2 technologies that you have, the virtual gym and the IELLIOS, are the only technologies in the market that can cause body synchrony and anti-aging. Why do they do that? Because they basically, hormones affect your mood. Hormones affect your level of confidence, how you respond to life, your interactions. So hormones bring a problem that is psychological in your life and spiritual. So when we balance the hormones, synchronizing the body is a lot more than balancing hormones. When you balance the body, when you create this harmony inside the body, then you have a rhythm that we have established and we have searched, and we see that with 8 seconds contraction, the contraction that happens for 8 seconds is not like the one that happens from muscle stimulator. A muscle stimulator cannot cause contractions that are over 250 milliseconds. Okay, that's a quarter of a second. Here, you give a signal, the body recognizes the signal as part of it. And because it's recognized as its own part, then it's accepted, it's absorbed, it's accumulated, and reaches the brain. The brain will cause the contraction. It's not the machine that causes the contraction, it's the brain that causes the contraction. And it causes a contraction that lasts for 8 seconds. Why is that so important? You can see if you put the 8 like that, it becomes the infinity signal. Why is that? Why? Because everything starts with 2. The basis of life has an exponential function on the number 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4, but 2 times 4 is 8. That's an exponential function. So exponential function means that you go all the way to increase something inside the body. It creates a synchronization that the body takes and does because it's geared towards that direction. Whereas otherwise you can go 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. That's a linear growth. You want an exponential growth. Exponential growth is what creates health. You cannot create health with a muscle stimulator. Why? Because it causes a contraction of 250 milliseconds. It doesn't even get to 8 seconds. Well, it uses current, and the current kills muscle cells, whereas this technology uses voltage, so there is no residues of these other problems of dead cells that can be created with a muscle stimulator. So it's not a muscle stimulator. It's a very, very different technology. So I don't want to ever hear any of you say, oh, well, I can go and do, the EM sculpt and build some muscle. Yeah, well, you're going to build some muscle with repeated uses of it. A lot of your muscle cells will die because anything over 1.5 milliamp will deplete energy, and the EM sculpt uses over 100 milliamp. So you're going to have like a zone of optimum health that grows, multiplies, and balances. That's the important thing that you can have with a virtual gym. You can have a health that will grow, continue to grow, that will increase your longevity. And this is the ultimate goal. It's not just to lose a few inches or lose a couple of pounds. Your ultimate goal is to feel healthy and increase your lifespan. That is your goal. And how does it do that? In many different ways. Of course, a synchronized way, that's the most important way. Metabolism, energy, it goes up. The youth hormone, DHEA, goes up. Liver health, good cholesterol increases. Visceral fat decreases. Stress hormone decreases. Inflammation decreases. Cholesterol decreases. The very low density lipoprotein and triglycerides decrease. Insulin resistance decreases. Because why? When you have low metabolism and high cortisol, you're going to have anxiety and depression. It affects your personality. It affects your psychology. High inflammation, you have an emotional apathy. With low testosterone, you're going to start feeling bored. You're going to feel empty. You don't want to interact with people. People don't like interacting with you because you're a downer. DHEA decline, and DHEA starts declining at the age of 25. So even young people that say, oh, well, I can go to the gym. Yeah, well, the DHEA will still decline no matter what they do. We can increase DHEA through the virtual gym. Systemic imbalance will make you unhappy. So you can go from broken and aging links to freedom, links being back together, and anti-aging. You go to a sort of a level where you can get into a body synchronization. And this is what I was talking about, the awkward body that I was talking to you before, and how this person always walks awkward. You go to when you are in sync, your whole body moves together, and you walk like a dancer. So you basically get you into an exponential function, and your whole body is healing and synchronized as a result of the virtual gym. You go from unbalanced hormones and broken lines that cause inflammation, toxicity, fatigue, hunger, obesity, fatty liver, aging, and disease. You go to somebody who is synchronized. The whole body is acting like one. So what's the problem with the belly? The problem is that fat is a systemic problem. And look at this picture and take it in. These people are, I know a lot of fat people that are going to the gym and are trying to lose weight, and they don't. Why? Fat is a systemic problem. Visceral fat is a systemic problem. And not only young people can have visceral fat, but not only fat people, but also very slim people, slender people can also have visceral fat. And every time you have visceral fat, your life quotient is decreased. Your longevity quotient is decreased. Visceral fat is like a toxic dump. It's like, it's when you go in these places that it's a garbage bin. That's what visceral fat is. It contains toxins. And why you can go to the gym if you have imbalanced hormones, if you have a deficiency of a specific hormone, IGF-1, you're going to look like this. You're going to look like a fat boy, no matter how long you spend in the gym. Why? Because it's not the gym that makes the difference. It's the hormones that makes the difference. And that's the importance of the virtual gym. We are increasing the hormones. We're balancing the hormones like nothing else does. Nothing else balances hormones. I don't know what they tell you in the marketing pitches. So, and what do hormones imbalance does? You lose hair, your belly fat increases, your melasma, you have acne, you have headaches, you have pains, all kinds of things. You have constipation. All those things are balanced and go away. So you become more confident. And brilliant idea, it came in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Well, we can just inject hormones. Well, the problem is you don't know how many hormones you need to put in the body so the body can balance itself. Instead, you can cause a major hormonal imbalance, and you can have too little insulin, you're going to gain weight. You're going to have too much insulin, you're going to gain weight again. Too little, too much, it's going to have the same result. And the same thing with leptin. Leptin is the hormone that stops appetite. Too little leptin, you get hunger. Too much leptin, you get hunger. You have to have an optimal range. And, the doctors are going to tell you, oh, your hormones are balanced. Yeah, they're in the optimal range. Within the optimal range, you can still have hormonal imbalance. And because you have hormonal imbalance, going to do what? You're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to be irritable continuously, even if it's within the normal range. Why? Because hormonal imbalance means body synchronization. So hormonal balance is not just being in the average range. It means to be balanced within the average range. This is a very, very different statement. They say my hormones are in the average range, no problem. No. It's not the same thing. So this is one of our models. You can see she lost up to 12 cm, 10 cm here, 12 cm in one spot. You see people that lose up to 16 cm. Major difference. So yes, you're going to see major results, but in order to see these results, you have to learn how to do it. This is a model that I did. Okay, I've been doing it for years. You can learn to do exactly the way I'm doing it. If you do exactly the way I'm doing it, and that's why I want to be there and teach you, you're going to get fantastic results. But that's not the point. The point is the energy that you get. The point is that you're going to live longer. if you do this technology. The body synergy is the most important thing. The hormonal balance is the most important thing. Just losing 1 inch here and there, come on, that's nothing. So it's going to give you more energy. It's going to boost your energy. It's going to make you flow. You're going to flow. It's the rhythm of youth. You're going to start moving like a young person again, not like an old person that, you know, with million pains in their bodies. You kind of can go to the gym, but you go to the gym, the BMR is the calories that you spend when you're sleeping. When you're young, you spend a lot of them. When you're old, you don't. So it increases BMR by 15%. How much do you think the virtual gym increases BMR? By 91%. You're 70, 75, and your body is acting as if it's 18. That's major. That means you're going to live longer. That increases time. And what else is the problem with the virtual gym? Here is the calculation that I was talking to you about. With the virtual gym, you never need oxygen. You never deplete oxygen. You never need lactic acid to kick in. In the gym, you run out of oxygen, lactic acid kicks in. Why? To sustain the movement. But what happens? Lactic acid only burns when it burns lactic acid with glucose, you only make 2 molecules of ATP, only 2. You burn glucose with oxygen, you make 38. So in the gym, you're going to go oxygen 38, 38, 38. Okay, you lose the oxygen, you're going into the lactic acid phase, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. You get the gym again, 38 plus 10. But so, of course, this energy, the total energy that you get from the gym, plus your expanding energy is going to be way, way less than the energy you get from the virtual gym, because it's going to be continuous production of energy. Plus, you don't expand any energy. So it's just pure math. So this is a video. Did you see this before? You didn't. Okay, so it increases metabolism, it boosts the BMR. So basically, this is your DHEA research. Basically, you see a significant increase of DHEA up to 46.70%. And of course, you can do face licks because DHEA increases collagen, and you can do the swan leg, the neck lift. Very important, it decreases chronological age. So even in one treatment, you're going to see a decrease of chronological age, not with everybody, but a lot of people. So that's very important kind of to consider. Right there, you are younger. Your biological age is much, much less than your chronological age. So the mean chronological age, 49.7, mean biological age, 32.9%. That is a significant decrease of years. And of course, no more hunger, you will suppress your hunger. Why? Because the cortisol is not going to be there to make you anxious and want to eat all the time. And the leptin and the ghrelin, which are the hormones that control appetite, are balanced. And metabolism is going to give you, get rid of the swing, boot swings, muscle aches, fatigue, brain fog, constipation. So you're going to be a happier person, okay? You're going to feel that your emotional and spiritual freedom will increase. Why? Because your hormones are balanced, because your body is synchronized. And when your hormones are balanced, they don't affect your personality functioning that they would affect if they were in balance. And pain, what's pain? pain is blocked energy. So it unlocks this, all of the, why do older people cannot walk like a young person? They're in pain. They're not only that desynchronized, but they're also in pain. So all that, why? Because they have blockages in the blood, in their system. It's systemic blockages. The pain is a systemic problem, like fat is a systemic problem. So it releases the pain, it unblocks the body, it reduces the inflammation. We have significant reduction of inflammation. It synchronizes the body. And how does it do it? It does it through signaling resonance. You have all of these new devices that called the RET, it's resonance energy transfer. Everything has energy resonance transfer, even the radio, even the phone. The problem is to have a signal that resonates with the body. That is a signaling resonance energy transfer. And what you see here is you see how the cells respond through resonance from the distance. This is the Nobel Prize of 1999 and 2013, and all the exosomes that came out of it, because the exosomes are carrying signals. The exosomes are like FedEx, carrying packages from one destination to the other. And through resonance, you can direct these packages wherever you want them to go. So you want to do exosomes or stem cells, you have to do the IELLIOS, because otherwise these little packages that you put with an injection, they don't know where to go. How do they know where to go? They just sit there, okay? So it will enhance treatments like exosomes and stem cells by definition. This is the microscope that you can see, and you can see how the cell respond. You can see that with FRET, fluorescent resonance energy transfer experiments that we have done and people are doing now. You can do the breast lift, of course, because it's going to make the breast healthy and more voluptuous. And we've got about 1,200 people that with blood samples that have shown a difference in the blood flow. This is the blood above of the person that lives 50 years, and this is the blood of the person that lives 100 years. And of course, the testosterone will increase. The blood is separated. When the blood is separated, it's like a Viagra. Okay, that's what the Viagra is. It's a blood thinner. It basically gets the circulation higher, so it goes to the man's penis, and it sustains sexual function much longer. So do they want to get more sexual and sustain their sexuality and the performance much longer? Get them in, put them on the virtual gym, and you will be able to do that. They'll be very happy with you. So firm press, one treatment is about 256 exercises. You can repeat them up to 1,000 times if you do an hour and a half. So it's about 250,000 exercises that you do. It's impossible to do that in the gym. No way. And of course, it decreases cortisol and therefore stress. And you can sleep better. Most importantly, cholesterol, the triglycerides, and very low density protein. That's what they call very low density. They're very big. So they basically block your arteries. And the high density is like the Pac-Man that eats that and basically brings it to the liver for detox. So the machine, this technology, virtual gym, will decrease triglycerides and VLDL and LDL and will increase the HDL. And this is some before and afters. That's another before and after. And the research that has been done with those bodies. Very important, fatty liver. We've done a lot of research in fatty liver, and we have seen significant results in fatty liver. But the most important thing is that as you burn, the fat goes, because you don't actually burn the fat, you release it into the bloodstream. If you burn the fat with a laser ref, you're out of luck, you're not going to get stem cells into the bloodstream. But if you release the fat naturally, like the virtual gym does or exercise does, then you're going to have the stem cells from the fat into the bloodstream. And what we did is we looked at this and we did the research, and we found out that actually this technology releases endogenous stem cells. So that's why your liver is repaired. And probably other organs that we are testing at the moment, they will repair because of endogenous stem cells. It's not stem cells that you put from outside. It's your own stem cells. And what's better? It's the ones from outside, from a pig or a cow or a sheep. No, of course, your own stem cells are much better. And, getting human stem cells is unethical. But your own stem cells are very ethical because it's your own and you haven't done anything to anybody else. So healthy, repaired liver, very important. We have seen a lot of diabetic improvement, very important. Blood glucose fasting goes down. The postprandial glucose also significantly goes down. People who were diabetic become normal. Not everybody, some of them go into the pre-diabetic study. So we've done 47 years of research, so it's 48 actually now, and there is a lot of benefits. It goes from the pad, it goes to the nerve, and from the nerve, the nerves carrying it to the brain. And this is a little bit so you can understand how it happens. So it goes into the motor nerve. Remember exponential function. It will expand by definition, right? Well, it has to expand because it's inside the central nervous system. So it walkens, expands, and of course it has to reach the brain. Once it reaches the brain will respond by sending hormones, all of the hormones. These hormones would click, would invite the fat to go into the bloodstream, and the fat is going to shrink because not enough fat anymore in there, and the fat will build the muscle and also help you in all the other functions like breathe better, fix organs, and there is feedback mechanisms. The technology was made in, this is my Gestalt. My Gestalt is my background. I have a Ph.D. in neurophysiology from City University London, and another one in clinical psych from the New School, and I started under this very famous person, Wilhelm Reich, who created the orgone therapy that some people are still doing today, and all this other stuff. Don't do that anymore. We have the virtual gym. You don't need to have ancient things like organ boxes and things. But he's the one who created that. And we built the technology to do just that, to unblock the system. That was my basically part of the research, how the system can be unblocked, because I studied under this guy. I'm sure you've seen my books. It's about 3 books that have been translated in 12 different languages. And I have 56 articles, 57 with the one I just sent you. I don't know if you received it. And that's it. Okay, so now we can go back here and stop the presentation. And stop. Okay. Can you see me now? Where are you?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, I cannot see you now. Hold on. Let me find out. Ah, you can see me there. Okay. I went on that side. All right, hold on a second.
It's 17.
So nice.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Okay, so any questions?
Yes, earlier on you said there's only 2 technology to increase body synergy. What are the 2 technologies that increase body synergy?
Virtual gym and IELLIOS. The
Okay.
both.
Okay, gotcha.
That's an easy question.
That's my only
All
question.
technologies have the same, basically, have the same concept. They're built on the same concept. And the concept is health, how to extend life. That's the most important thing that we have tried to achieve. You know, beauty is, you know, doesn't really matter that much, does it? I mean, you know, just in the beginning, but then even in a job, you know, you're beautiful, okay, if you cannot perform, nobody will keep you in the job. Nobody is gonna want to be with you. You know, you have to
So
perform.
shall we go to the practical side now, Prof?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll carry you into the VG room.
Okay.
You all have to ask what was running in your mind when you do the review that you don't understand. Please answer.
Come, let's go, everyone.
Say, Dr. Edwin, you said something I didn't hear you.
He asked us to ask you the questions that's running through our mind whenever we do the VG pad placement and whenever we do the VG treatment here. Because theory is theory and then practical. If we place the pads wrongly, then it won't work properly, right?
Yeah, I mean, what we did just now is going to be very important in explaining to your clients why they should be doing the VG, okay? And explaining that to your clients, we're going to get the clients back. And we're going to get your clinic being more busier, okay?
I did. I increased the speaker to max. How do I mirror this?
The camera. The volume up.
Oh no. Yeah. This is here. How do I mirror it?
How to turn the camera?
Oh, of course,
you
because there's no camera on the other side, right? So I have to turn. Silly.
Oh,
Oh,
wow, that is so nice.
yes. Welcome to our virtual gym room.
Wow.
And we have a place for them to like change into their robe and then wash their hands.
Oh, wow. That's
Mhm. And then we plan
Dr.
to place
Edwin, you did it.
all the pads here, basically.
Dr. Edwin, you did it.
Dr. Edwin is not here. He's outside.
Well, he did it, wherever he is.
So I'm going to be placing you here so you can have a look at us.
Okay, tell me the questions that run in your head when you do the virtual gym.
So our flow here is basically patient comes into the room. We take a picture of them first. So of course in their robe, so they will show their arms this way, sideways, at the back if we want to see, we want to document that, and then we'll take their measurements. And
On the portrait mode, cannot see clearly. You can see you cannot focus at the back. Right? You know what I mean? That
yeah.
it's like a portrait mode already.
Oh,
cannot see.
that's how you back.
I don't know your computer.
No,
If
your
not means that if not mean you go back again, go through your phone, use your phone. Phone is clearer. Your iPhone is clearer.
I think
No, I think it's okay. It's easier like this. We can work. Otherwise, handphone
You
cannot.
cannot see at the back.
No, this one,
your
your
face only. You can see
background,
the
your
zooming.
background.
Can you see the zooming or not?
Your background,
Yeah,
see?
can
Not
you
there.
see
Zoom is good and Android, please change it. I'm not good.
I
I'm
think
a
your
Apple guy.
background.
No, you just have to double click there. It will zoom to
Ah,
whatever.
now it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's better.
Ah,
Now
now
it's
that-
okay. It's
Because
okay.
you have to move out because your people will touch it, then they will
Yes.
zoom again. Okay?
So, so we basically will take measurements and record first. After that, we will ask the patient to lie down here. Then we will be placing the pads. So my question is, like, I've always been wanting to try and focus the wavelength and the energy towards the pelvic floor, to tighten up the pelvic floor or to help with people who have incontinence and of course ED. But every time I place the pad, it feels like as though it doesn't reach the pelvic floor contraction. So I'm not sure if I'm placing it not in the right place or at the right position?
You're trying to basically treat incontinence primarily.
Correct. So in one of the protocols, what I saw was basically if you have a black one here, you have to place the red one opposite at the back to be able to have the connection to be able to lift the pelvic floor in that region. So what I have been trying is like if I were to put black 1, 2, 3, 4, I would put 1, 2, 3, 4 of red this way.
Mm-hmm.
But my patients don't feel, I mean, with whoever we've tried, they don't feel that contraction in the pelvic floor region. So I'm wondering, how do I do that?
Well, if you want to do incontinence, you have to put it between the legs, not
It is like
the stomach.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Be between the legs. On
Put
the
it
inside of
between
the
the legs.
It's going to be on the
Okay.
inside of the legs, not on the stomach.
Oh, you mean the black? So I'm talking about the black being here and the red being at the
That
back.
has
So you,
nothing to do with what you're trying to treat.
okay.
Okay. First of all, there's another tool that you can do vaginal rejuvenation that is inserted into the vagina. Okay.
Okay.
For the women, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
Continence. But you need to use this part.
Okay.
This is the part that you use, not here. You're on the wrong.
Oh,
You're going the wrong.
understand. So then where would I be? So I'll be sticking the black 1, 2, 3, 4 in this region. On the mons or at the groin?
No,
wait,
okay.
let me get a model for you. Pina, come. Oh, Pina.
Get a model first.
Model.
We have done a study, extensive studies in incontinence because Mary created, had treated incontinence in 2006, and he got the CE for incontinence, CE mark for incontinence, a specialization for incontinence. So it does work on incontinence, but you don't put the pads where you're putting the pads.
Okay. Where should I place the pads?
Okay.
Could you guide me?
So can you please tell us in general, how do we place the pad?
Okay.
So far we've been showing.
Okay, so the first pad that, first of all, you're trying to treat parts again. You're thinking lasers. You're thinking a ref, okay? You're thinking muscle stimulator. You cannot think like that now. You're treating the body through its brain. This is a very different treatment. Okay, and you say, if I don't have a contraction, I don't have anything. You're wrong. Because if you put the pads here on your face, okay, and you go like that with your face, and you have it at 0, like, you have to have it on, that the light is on, right? And you have it, but the patient feels absolutely nothing. Not only they don't have a contraction, they don't have a sensation, and they still get a fantastic lift. How did that happen? Do you understand? You don't have to feel it to work. It works through the body's resonance. If the greater the resonance with the body, the less the sensation.
So what is the goal of treatment? So every time when we adjust the power, when we're doing the BG, what is the end point? Until where should we increase it to?
The point of the treatment is that the patient gets into the rhythm of what is happening. Okay, which means that they have to breathe in, breathe out. You get it, you get this rhythm by this breathing in, breathing out process. Okay. If they get into the rhythm, they're gonna want it to be higher because they wanna go like to be like more. There's a very different experience than you are increasing it, and they're gonna go, every time you see them going like that, the resistance increases. So your treatment is not going to be good.
So
Every
it should
time
be
they
on patient's
open it,
pace. So
Every-
let the patient.
they have to participate. They have to, you have to involve them.
Oh.
Whether you
So-
hold their hand, whether you give them some, come on, let's do it. Are you ready? Let's go. You have to involve them. If you don't involve them, you're not going to get results. You need to understand that the psychology and the physiology are not separate inside the body. You go and you study physiology, and then you go across the continent to study psychology. It doesn't work like that in the body. They're all inside together. One affects the other. How you treat the patient is going to make a difference on how the patient will accept the treatment and get more into it. And once the patient gets in the treatment, if you go to a gym and you see the people that are like into the exercise, these are the people that lose the more and sweat the less. Right?
So yeah, I get that. That's really great. Okay, so next question is what is the principle of where to put the stickers? I understand that black should be in front and red should be on the back on the opposite side. Yeah, so it can be front, back front here, or wherever, as long as it's the opposite side and front and back.
Yeah, you're very, I love your question because that's, it's a fantastic question. It's a great question. Why? Because the main principles, and once you understand the main principles, then you can put the past whatever. Okay. All right. Number one principle. Okay. Because you have a traffic situation. Okay. Imagine the body like traffic. Okay. And the blocks of the traffic are like a car accident and nothing can move, right? Imagine, and with lights. So there is a timing issue, okay? And you got the timing issue down. With this one is 8 seconds. With the IELLIOS is varies, okay? So with this one is 8 seconds, and 8 seconds is gonna increase the exponential function. Remember we spoke about that because that's how it works. And nobody else can have 8 seconds duration. They cannot sustain that for 8 seconds. There's no muscle stimulator that can do that. Okay, so all the black have to be together. Why? Because you want 2 traffics, yeah? One goes north, the other goes south. So it goes from the black to the brain to the red. From the red, it goes to the black, to the brain, to the red. Okay? So because if you had black and red together, all right, what's going to happen is this collision, right? Whereas here you have bum, 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 all right? So basically all of your black have to be together. So let's say you want to put all the blacks at the front because they directly communicate with the brain much faster, okay? And the front has most of the problems. If it's the back that has most of the problems, you put them at the back, all the black, right? It's simple. But if you have the black at the back, you have to have the red on the front. It doesn't work well with the stomach because of all this, you know, sometimes it's more noxious, the black. I mean, the red. Sometimes the black might be noxious because you have too many blockages, but that's necessary. So the patient might not like it, but it's necessary to unblock the body. So it's a good thing, even if they don't like it. So explain that to them. Now, for the legs, however, okay, we need a different arrangement. Why? Because the lymph nodes are here, all right? So before you fill up your basket, your trash, right, you need to empty it. So what you do, you clean up this, you go to the brain, and then you go to the legs to pick it up and deposit it on the block. So you clean the black. So the black are gonna be here. The red are gonna be at the knees and at the feet.
Back here.
You understand why? All right.
Emptying the trash can.
Because yeah, you have to empty the trash can, then you have to go to the small trash cans, you take it, you put it back in the big one, then you take it, you empty it. Because this one is gonna reinforce the lymphatic drainage.
So that's why the chest is also near the
Axilla.
Exactly. If you do the, yeah, you're gonna put it over there, right? So if you do breast lift, you're gonna put 2 black here, and then you're gonna put 2 black here. Okay, if you do breast lift, all right, let's go into the other. I'll tell you that after.
fast forward.
Let me not confuse you. So this is principle number 1, okay? So black at the front, red at the back, with the legs, black at the top, red at the bottom, okay? All right, now, why? Because black goes directly to the brain and then connects to the red. Okay, number 1 principle. Number 2 principle is you put the pad wherever there is muscle or fat, because it doesn't do anything on the bone, because the bone doesn't have nerves. The machine works through the nerves. So if you put it on top of the bone, it's not going to happen anything, but you're wasting your time because there are not too many nerves there. Most of the nerves are, you know, where the juice is, where all the fatty parts, where the muscles are. So you choose muscle and fat. And you connect fat with fat. So if you have a muscle with muscle, so if you have, say, channel 1, right? That is the lowest. I'll tell you in a minute now what is it. But if you have channel 1 and you connect it with, and here you put it in the front, which is a lot of fat, and then you connect it up here, there is not a lot of fat. The red is here, the black is here. Well, then that channel cannot go very high. Why? Because they're going to feel it over here, right? Doesn't it make sense? You need to put that fat with more fat at the bottom somewhere, and then you can go higher. You have to go higher because you need to go deeper. You can only go deeper with more voltage. You understand now? Does that all make sense to you? So that's the second principle. The third principle is because it's voltage driven. You should not put the pads next to each other. It's dangerous. Well, the machine, you know, has safety mechanisms, and nothing's going to happen. But what you want the pads to be at least 1 finger apart from each other. Okay, just a finger apart, okay? Keep a finger and a half, but not 2 fingers. Don't overdo it, because then they're going to lose the connectivity. Okay? All right. So 3 principles. You understand all 3 principles?
Yes, understand.
Okay. There are a few more principles, okay? Because you are dealing with nerves and you're dealing with the spinal cord that is absolutely infested in neurons, all right? You need to have it 5 fingers away from the spine and 5 fingers away from the middle. You don't put any pads here. You don't put any pads at the back of the spine.
How about the upper back?
Same thing. That's what
Don't get a lot of ribs on the upper back.
they have. What?
Like ribs. Then usually we don't put any pads on the upper back either, right? Yeah.
No, nowhere. The spinal cord goes from the bottom all the way over here, where it's the brain stem, okay, and then to the brain, okay, and that's your brain here. So nowhere along the spinal cord, this way or that way, but the spinal cord ends here. So from here and there, you can put it everywhere, okay, and it's not as intense. So 5 fingers away. Now, Another very important thing, you cannot put pads on anything that looks even a little bit like a little bite or a little, sometimes you can
Yes,
hardly.
realize that it's very painful. Even a scratch is it's quite bad.
Awful, right? It's horrible.
Went through
Oh,
it.
yeah, not good. Okay, all right.
Just
So
continued.
yeah,
Literally.
another thing is a lot of women, you're gonna ask them, do you have sciatica? And they're gonna say, no, I don't, because they don't know. Okay, but most women that had children, they have sciatica. So this is extremely important, okay? Because people are gonna tell you, you're gonna start, you're gonna increase, because you know, as soon as you see that, you know that is one pad that bothers them. So you ask, which pad bothers you? Where exactly? Where is the problem? Show me the pad. And they're gonna say, everywhere. And now show me the pad. Oh, it's this one. They don't even know, okay? They don't know where it comes from.
So
Because
it's the lower leg they will feel the pain or at the back?
they can feel the pain anywhere they like. They can feel the pain here because they have indigestion.
Uh-huh.
They can feel the pain here because they have sciatica. They can feel the pain here because it's reflective. They can feel the pain anywhere. It doesn't matter. As long as they feel the pain, you take the pad, you put it somewhere else. How do you do that? You don't turn the machine off. What you do is you increase the rest of the time, and then you have more time to do it, kind of thing, to change it. Okay? Very good. So you know this trick. Excellent.
Yes.
So you know some of the tricks that Jacqueline trained you probably, yeah?
Self-discovered.
Yeah, she's sort of yeah, she's good. I trained her, and she's quite smart. Okay, so these are the main principles, but the most important thing is that you have to get the patient to be part of it, to participate, and you have to have them comfortable but working. Okay, not comfortable and falling asleep. Comfortable and working. And
But they shouldn't be like contracting like prawns, right?
they will never be like this.
But what if they're participating and they like it and they keep asking you to increase it?
More, I can do more.
No, exactly what she said, exactly that. You can do more. You have to reinforce it.
So if that's the case, like let's say the pads are on me and let's say we're at level 4 or 5 and I don't feel anything and I'm like, okay, I can do more. Do you increase it to 6 or 7?
You can
And
6 or 7, they could go up to 13, 14 on this one.
okay.
Some people. You
I
may
don't feel it.
5 and you might be fine and you can see contracting all over the place. Somebody else might go up to 7. These numbers mean absolutely zero, nothing.
Really?
What it means to your body means a completely different thing to another body. Okay? It all has to do with the person. It doesn't mean anything, you know. They can go up to 13, 14, 15. It doesn't matter. You keep pushing. But if they have discomfort, immediately you change the pad. All right. So if you want to do incontinence, I do suggest, especially in women, yeah, I do suggest you get this tool.
The vaginal one.
A vagina rejuvenation tool. Yeah, you can get that. It's not that incredibly expensive anyway. And you can get that, and you're gonna have to wrap it up in a gauze and put maybe some KY jelly or something, you know, so you can insert it properly. But it's like 2 probes. So it's nicely separated. You can do it with one probe as well, but most people, after having children, they're gonna need these two probes. Otherwise, one probe is gonna be like, yeah, it doesn't do anything. The one probe is gonna be more with the with the virtual with the IELLIOS. With the IELLIOS, you can use the one probe, and for women that they're getting tears during intercourse and they bleed and they're uncomfortable, it will basically strengthen the tissue. It will build the tissue of the vagina tissue, and because it builds that tissue, they're going to feel more comfortable, and actually it enhances sensation, whereas anything else like lasers and RF that create scar tissue and they decrease sensation, so they're going to like it. So that's something that I would suggest use it with, because you're going to get a lot of clients like that. And
Okay,
people,
my next question, Prof, is channel 1 to 8 and 9 to 16. What we do is we start from here and we twist this up slowly until it goes to the end. When it finishes, we change this up by 1 and we start again, come this side.
no. What you do is this, okay? The way the machine works, okay, it has each one of these turns that you have, like the 24 kind of waveforms or programs or whatever you want to call it, right? It has about 8,000 waveforms.
Each.
Okay. 8,024 waveforms in each one of them, okay? So if you just turn one, when you always must use them at the same time. Why? Because when you use both of them, both sides of the machine simultaneously, then you have
Synchronization.
8,000 times 8,000, 64,000.
So we change both at the same time, this and this at the same time.
Change one, then you change the other. You change one, then you change the other.
One by one.
Alternate.
Alternate, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I mean, no, what you're doing is not wrong. Okay, you can go all the way and then go. The problem with what you're doing is that they're not going to be able to experience all of the waveforms on one side because of timing restrictions.
We managed to finish it all if it's about 45 minutes. Yeah.
Again, sometimes I have found that if you alternate, you do get better results.
Okay, we should try that. We'll try that.
I don't know why, but it's one of those things that you don't know what happens inside their bodies. Really, I mean, you don't.
Because we thought that way we can get all the combinations, so each one has all the combinations.
Yeah, and you get them twice sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's probably the reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, change them automatic. One change. Now, if you do breast lift, let me tell you very, very quickly about padding and breast lift. Again, you have to use both sides, okay? But what you do, the left side, the waveforms go much deeper. The right side, the waveforms go more superficially. So visceral fat and deep muscle building is on the left side, okay? So you want to put, say, one and 2 here, right? And then, well, if you have big breasts, obviously, you're not going to do somebody is smaller breast, but, or 1, right? And then, so this one is going to be left side for the lift, and the lymphatic drainage is going to be on the right side. All the black together, all the red together. So
say again, Prof.
Okay, so you can have, say, 1, 2, okay? That's going to be black.
Okay.
Black, right? The other one will be at the back, right? On the other side.
Okay.
Okay, and that's another principle that I did not say. If you put red on the left side, if you put black on the left side, you must put red on the other side at the back. okay? If you put red on the front, you have to put black at the back, okay? So if you put 1, 2 here, 1, 2 red is going to be on the other side of the body, black. Why? Because you want the signal to go through the spinal cord and get to the brain much better. This way, it's going to expand much better than if you have them next to each other. If you have them next to each other, you're not going to get systemic results. You want to get systemic results because that's what's going to increase the hormones.
Sometimes we do 14, 14 black,
Yeah.
16, 16 red, and 16, 16 on the arm. That's okay, right?
Yeah, that is for lymphatic drainage. If you want to do breast lift, you need to include the other side, the left
The
side.
back.
No, the left side to
Yeah,
lift.
up here, here, and the back. Yeah.
Lift it. So what you want to do is you want to use 1, 2, say, right? And then here is going to be 10, 11, whatever. Or
Black.
so 1 black, okay? 1, 2 black, 10 black, right? And then on the other side is going to be 3, 4, well, 1, 2, because one is double, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have like, okay,
One, yeah.
okay, if we can have one to the 2 black here, okay,
Yeah.
and then 4 here, okay, and then 10 black
11.
and 11 black, and all the other ones on the back, and that's your best lift. Or you can do it with single if you really want to do just breast lift and you don't care about belly and everything else.
So you said earlier that channels 9 to 16 goes deeper.
No, the opposite.
1 to 8 goes deeper. Okay, got you. Okay. So that's why sometimes on the leg you don't feel it as much even though it's cranked up so high. Okay, I get it now.
If you don't feel it on the leg, then you have to increase. Okay. What that means is that there is blockage. Let me give you a very good example that you can understand it better. We had a gentleman who could not walk at all. Okay. So we put him on the machine and we did lymphatic drainage, and he could not feel his feet at all. Not at all. So I had it on 20. He could feel absolutely nothing, no sensation. So at some point, I could see his feet going like this, contracting like crazy. He still didn't feel anything. It's called the sensory nerves, and the nerves are cut off from the brain. That's why he cannot walk. And remember, everything is a systemic problem. Eventually, he started feeling it. Oh yeah, I can feel it. So I lowered it. We finished the treatment, one treatment. He gets up and he steps down and he starts walking. And his mother, I mean his daughter, that brought him in, and she was helping. She went to get him because she thought he's gonna fall, and he went to the bathroom by himself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he connected. It's a very good success story. And I mean, you have these success stories, and you can get people, you can get people that cannot walk, you can get them to walk. I mean, I promise you, there might not be first trip, maybe 2, 3 trips, they're going to start walking. You're going to see that. And you can get people with severe pain, with strokes, with muscle atrophy, severe, as with strokes, you have pain because the neurons just fire. Nothing controls it, keeps firing, and you feel pain because it's like you're moving your arm 100 miles an hour. You're not moving anything, but the neurons are firing, so you feel excessive pain. So you use the IELLIOS for the pain. Fantastic results for pain. You can have a
You need to do a separate class for the IELLIOS. That one we have zero.
You cannot do it at the same time. One
Yeah.
of them is gonna stop. It's the same thing with pacemaker. You cannot do people with pacemaker. The pacemaker is gonna stop.
Okay, I have another question. I have a patient who every time I do virtual gym for her, after she finishes, she's always very hungry.
Right. She's toxic.
She's toxic.
No.
Do you hear that?
So
So
the
she needs to
higher,
be.
what you say to her is that you say, look, what this means is because your high toxicity, okay, the more toxic you are, this is the rule. I didn't say that before. The more toxic you are, the more hungry you are. If somebody is very hungry, you say to them, you're very toxic, I have to detox you. You have to come 3 times a week.
3 times.
4 times is possible. I have to detox you. And I don't know if you can, they have to drink some water. They have to drink lemon juice, a lot of lemons. Lemons
She's
have
right
to
here,
detox.
Prof. It's my clinic manager.
Huh?
It's me, Prof. It's me.
Yeah, you're toxic. You need to do the virtue gym much more often. You must drink a lot of lemons because that will detox you. Vinegar also helps, I cannot drink vinegar, but I mean,
Okay, my next question is what type of assessment that we should do before and after the virtual gym each session? We do measurement before and after each session?
Okay, so the problem with measurement is people need to know how to measure.
Yeah, we know how to measure.
Yeah, and now you think, but I'm sure they're going to be. I went to China. It was such a nightmare in Vienna. I said, don't measure.
So I'll give you a brief. I'll give you briefly how we measure. We measure the neck, 3 areas on the chest, on the breast, above the breast and below the breast. On the arm, we'll measure the biggest area, and we'll
Take it from the acromion
yes,
process.
and then we'll write down how many cm below it was. So we measure the same time every time. On the belly button, 5 cm above, 5 cm below, and on the waist and the biggest part of the hip. And then the thigh, same, we'll measure how far away the biggest part of the thigh. And then on the calf as well. So these are the few measurements that we do.
Okay, so you're probably going to get a lot more results, because basically measuring is probably one of the most, inaccurate ways of measuring a treatment. So what you do is instead of measuring only 4 or 5 measures on the belly, you get about 8 or 10.
Get more measurement?
Add more measurements. Why? Because then you're going to correct yourself. Because it's you see, when you measure here, right? When you measure here, right? What happens is that if you measure there, or if you measure here, or if you measure here, it's going to be a different measurement.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
unless you put lines all over the place.
Yeah, we put lines.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
Yeah, still there'll be some.
if you make more measurements, you cannot go wrong, because if you have 82.5 and 82.5 and 82.3, I mean, come on, it's if they lose and then you get like 77, 77, 77, 70, then they've lost, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Because you're correcting yourself.
Understand.
So that is very important with a measurement.
Another measurement I thought of assessing is biological age assessment. So, like in 30 seconds, how many times they can sit up and stand down, standing on one leg for 10 seconds, if they can do it or not, in 6 minutes, how far they can walk, or certain things, maybe like a 10 minutes assessment. So after each virtual gym, that if I see there, because it reduces your biological age. So if you improve in all these parameters, it's obvious that it's already working. Would that be a good addition?
Excellent. Actually, this is the type of research that it can also be accepted by the FDA.
Wow.
Very, very good. Yeah. I mean, how fast they swim from one, how fast they run from one spot to the next. All those are very, they're great ways of showing.
Quick strength as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So all those things is going to, and basically you say to them, see, that is more important. But, what I want to kind of emphasize here most is that you need to kind of keep getting them to understand the synergy of the body and how that is going to affect their health and life in the long run. I think that's a very important thing because all those are like short-term things and they're going to go next door and somebody else is going to blast them with marketing and ads and this and that. And they're going to say, I can do this with this, I can do that. And they cannot do anything, it doesn't matter, but they convince people. They're like politicians, Do you know what I mean? They lie. So you cannot win with so many liars around. So if you kind of get them to understand the most important significance of this technology and what it is that it is to basically improve your whole lifestyle and the life that you have left. We're all going to die, but hopefully we can live longer than others, you see, and that is very, very important. Gear them towards that. You have the advantage of being through a pandemic that has gotten the health at the back of people's minds. They tend to forget. People forget easily. Bring it up. It's their health. This is health enhancing. I'm the only facility in Kuala Lumpur that can help you with your health. You want to go do stem cells and this and that, go, good luck. It's not your own. They may be good for you, they may not. All of these things could have problems. What I give you will never give you any problems. Not only it's not going to give you any problems, it's going to enhance your health and your life. Very important. You need to make sure that that's why I made the presentation the way I made it. So I can sort of give you a different perspective. Because once your clients and your patients get this perspective, they will never leave.
How about the rest? How about the rest of it, Prof? How about the nutrition, the sleep, the mindfulness? How do I pair that along with the VG?
Okay, so their sleep is going to get better eventually.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Okay, so the sleep will get better. The hunger is going to go down. Initially, it's going to go up because they're too toxic, and the more toxic they are, the more. So it's going to go up, and it's going to go down. They have, look, if they want to lose weight with the virtual gym, like with everything else, like with the gym, they're going to have to go on a diet while they do the virtual gym. Afterwards, they can eat anything they like once they lose the weight. But
Once they lose the weight, that's the key, right?
once they lose the weight, then they can maintain it and they'll be fine. You just do the virtual gym, that's fine. But even if you go to the gym, you need to kind of get rid of the, if I go to the gym, okay, and I lose, say, 10,000 calories with a virtual gym. Say you lost 8,000 calories.
Oh, how much calories do you lose with the virtual gym on a regular basis?
So if you lost 12 cm, that's at least 9,000 calories. Come on. Right?
Don't know.
If you lost 12 cm in one spot, that's 12,000 calories right there.
I wonder if you'll register on their calorie meter on their watch,
It should. You can use the calorimeter.
Oh, during the treatment, we can use the watch?
No, after the treatment, you need to use it, not during the treatment.
Oh,
How did that?
But then, yeah.
Yeah, you can use the colorimeter. See, you can measure.
During the treatment, I think you can use it. There's no contraindication, I think.
Yeah, you
How
need to.
about during menstruation? Is there any problems during the BG during menstruation?
Actually, you want to do it during menstruation. Why? Because what is the yeah, it's gonna get rid of all the toxins. But it also, what is the problem? What is women's problem with menstruation? Mood.
Mood.
What is the problem with mood? Hormones. So there are some doctors that do it with adolescents because they find that they become more compliant and more manageable. Why? Because the hormones are not raging all over the place.
It's not mad. Okay, got it. Got it, Prof.
So you can have a program for adolescents.
Mm-hmm. For moody teens.
For moody teens. You can have a program for incontinence that she wants to treat incontinence, but you cannot treat you treat incontinence from under, not from above. Okay, because it's these muscles that have to kind of hold under there. So what do you want to do with incontinence? You already have black there, right? You're just going to put more black.
Put more black in
And
the front.
yeah, and you're going to have like very close, extremely close.
On the abdomen.
Yeah, or you can put, no, you can put them here. You put them
Here.
At the detox areas.
Basically.
there.
Put it here, and then the reds will be where, Prof?
At the back. At the back. On the other side, sorry.
It's like, yeah.
Okay, they're going to be on.
Put it this way.
Oh, it can be here, whatever, it depends on the body, wherever you can fit them. I want to show you a new trick with cable.
Okay.
Okay, so if you put the pads on, okay, and then what I want you to do is you take, let's go here. I don't have cables here, okay? I don't have all the cables. So let me show you like with the feet, right? Lymphatic drainage, okay? I have 2 double cables and I have 2 single cables that I'm going to use for lymphatic drainage, right? 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? Okay, so I'm going to take 9 and 10, okay? And then I'm going to take 11 and 12, okay, in 2 of my hands, right? Then I'm going to take the 3 red and I'm going to exchange it with the 3 red from here, okay? So this is the 3 red from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exchange it. And they're ready to go on the feet.
Ah,
Nice, huh?
yes, get it.
Yeah, you got it?
Yes, got it.
Do the same thing with the cable that I don't have here. So you have, remember how we do the pads? 1, 2, 5, 6. You take
Yes.
1, 2, 5, 6. All right. And then you take 3, 4, 7, 8 on the other side. You exchange the red.
So you have this side and this side ready already.
Right? Or you have like 2
You're
cables.
trying it out, how to put it on the fastest. You're trying to like time
That's
it.
how you do it. It's very fast this way. See, that's why I'm giving you this. So you
It
basically
takes the 15 to 20 minutes is our fastest time to.
you can do it really fast. Yeah, we can do a client as well, a patient as well. And you're gonna see if you do that, we just take another couple of things and we're ready to put the model on the table. So so you have 14 and 16 that you use here, right? You take 14 and 16,
Yeah, exchange it.
ready to go. So now you have 14 black, 16 red, 16 red. That's it.
Yeah,
Oh.
16 black, 16 red, 14 red, 14 red. That's it.
got it, got it, got it.
Exactly what you do with the pads, but you do it with the cables, so that you don't have to write the pads and then you go like, give me and then you have a wrong number on the cable. You go, what cable is that?
Yeah, after sometimes you can memorize where is where.
Yeah, yeah. If you know your machine, if you know your cables, okay, if you know where is the pad, where is the legs, where is the arms, where is the stomach, it's very easy to operate the machine. So learn first where the positioning of the machine, okay? It's like when you drive, you need to know where you're going, right? You need to learn, you need to learn the landscape that you're going to first, right? You need to know what's north, what's south, what's east, west, and then it's easy. So try to kind of learn where your cables are, what you have, you know, where your pads are. So 9, 10, 11, 12 is legs. That's it. Can I increase the legs? 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah? 1 to 8 is always stomach, or it might be hips, or it might be whatever, right? Or it might be, if you want to do incontinence, you need to use 1 to 8.
Because it's deeper, right?
That is deeper.
Okay, what if I want to do back? Can you tell me how to do back? If
Back.
the fellow has a slip disc, back problems all the time.
If somebody cannot sleep and they have back problems, you need the IELLIOS.
Then don't do the VG at all.
Well, you can do the VG, but not on the, okay, very, very important. The VG is a systemic machine. The IELLIOS is the machine that deals with a part.
Targeted problems.
So the VG uses strengths to compensate for weaknesses. With a virtual gym, you cannot put it where the pain is. You put it where the pain is not. You don't put it where the weak side, put it on the strong side. You want the strong side to coordinate
Okay.
and reinforce the weak side.
Got you.
Okay.
So maybe our next lesson we can do it with the patient. We'll stick all the stickers first before we give you a call.
No, just do it right now so I can see what you're doing.
Okay. Oh, yay! Ala, sekarang kebalik.
But, okay, so before you start the machine, okay, prepare your machine. Before you start the machine, put the rest time on 10 and the contraction time on 2. Why? So you time the contraction.
Yeah, it's already prepared for.
Oh, it's already preferred. Okay. Now, the left side, the waveforms, don't start it from all the way to the end. Start it from where it says where the visceral fat stops.
Where the visceral fat stops?
Where the ending of the visceral fat.
Okay.
Just focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will have it like, let me show you on my machine.
Yeah.
So you start it, you don't start it over here. Hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me turn it a little bit more. It's hard to turn. So the cables there. Okay. So you don't start it over here. Normally it's over here, right? You start over there. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, start it over here.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be more comfortable.
Okay.
Started at 5 there, okay? And then you go da 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 da, and then you're gonna go all the way down, and then on the way back,
Okay.
okay? And this one starts all the way to the
Superficial.
okay. So you see, it's like a trick because it makes them more comfortable.
Get you.
You know, you don't want to start with a bad impression kind of thing. The impression is
All right.
She's going to the toilet. 1 second. Look at the
That is
number.
happening. Silakan baca dan jiwa darah.
What do you think about it? No. Leave it. Leave it here and write easier.
Okay.
okay. How about if we have her standing so I can see where you put in the pads because it's impossible.
Stand.
Okay.
Stand
stand.
so I can see.
She wants to see where we sticking the
Silakan.
pads.
Boleh.
Now close the door.
Dah, depan.
We'll be sticking from here to the back.
Buka baju.
Open sesame.